talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she need down the ride, oh I bet that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that, don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that, don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How y'all doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are y'all crisp? Are y'all feeling irie today? Let's chat, shall we? Overtime, non-scheduled days, they're soon coming to an end. I remember when I first started this channel, a lot of people were complaining about working too much. That was the constant census. Everybody said, man, it's too much work, man. They need to get more people. Too much work, too much work. Well, you spoke and they heard. Now, there are a bunch of people that do like to work, and they feel like this place's only main benefit is that they can make overtime, etc. But that's coming to an end slowly but surely, and I see it being implemented in different areas. Somebody wrote me yesterday and mentioned it, told me to do some research, so I called a couple of different areas, which is the best part about this job. I'm able to about this channel, I'm able to just hit somebody up in Cali and like, yo, what's going on over at your plant? And then hit somebody up in, Illinois or Texas, and then find out what's going on with the different crafts. And now it's either the mail volume is all low at the moment, or it's exactly kind of what I've anticipated before. Now, because of the position that I'm in, I noticed that we're doing a lot of hiring, and hiring is obviously for the carriers, which means that there's more carriers, which means there should be more relief work for the actual career people, because they're breaking down the routes a little bit more due to the consolidations. So this domino effect is actually, coming to fruition. So because there's less volume, obviously there's less work, and if there's less work, that means less overtime or no overtime at all. So what I noticed is a couple of people saying that they haven't been scheduled on their NS day. For those that are new, NS day means non-scheduled day. If you are scheduled to come in on your NS day and you are a career employee, then you are getting time and a half for the whole day that you work. For those non-career, they don't really have a set schedule. Well, there's a lot of NS day that's being cut, and I can't say that everybody's been cut from the ODL, overtime desired list, but there really hasn't been as much overtime throughout the plants as well as the stations. There are some stations that, the volume's just there because, it's just a heavy area. What I am noticing, though, is that the trend is heading towards attempting to cut the overtime back. They are cutting it back, or eliminating it altogether unless it's authorized. They have changed people's schedules at the plants. So, according to contracts, they are allowed to schedule you. Somebody was asking me the other day. She had a bid that started, I believe, at 8 a.m. and she's a career for many years. And they changed their bid from 8 a.m. to starting at 6 p.m. From starting at 6 a.m. So they brought her back 2 hours. So she had this 2-hour window where I believe that, according to the clerk's MOU, that they are able to fluctuate people's schedule with very little notice. Now, she found out about 4 days beforehand. So you just imagine if you're coming in at 8 o'clock and then all of a sudden you have to come in at 6 o'clock, suppose you have a child. totally sucks. And she does have children. So she has to figure out a way, and they give you very little notice. They're also cutting back on that creep overtime. So for those that do that creep overtime, you'll be getting spoken to, and they'll pull you in the office and do the whole thing about that creep overtime. A lot of people don't see the significance behind creep overtime because it's just one person. You may have a little 5 clicks here, 5 clicks there. Thing is that when you have 100,000 people at 5 clicks throughout the nation, that's 500,000 clicks, which adds up. So they are going to be kicking back, and the IIs are scare tactics. Obviously, some of them stick, some of them don't. But it's just the whole headache of having to go and sit in front of management due to the II. Also, there's a lot of people that you guys notice as well that just they come in early just to come in early, and they've been doing it for so long just to get that overtime on a consistent basis. They're being told no more of that, and they're like, well, I come in early because I always get the yard ready, or I come in early because I always get the computer takes too long to set up, etc., etc. Now all of that stuff is coming to an end. I know, in the transportation end of it, there are people that are scheduled at 1 a.m. They'll come in at midnight. That way they can leave early. Try not to cough on here. So they can leave early, or stay a little bit later, so they can get their little, overtime here and there. But unless it's authorized, they are going to be sitting there doing a bunch of IIs. It's just going to be, uncomfortable for a lot of people if you're not accustomed to living without your overtime, which is, like a perk for a lot of people. Some people have their life acclimated to living off of, 5 hours of overtime a week, 10 hours of overtime every paycheck. That stuff is coming to an end. Hiring more people, and somebody's gonna say, well, it doesn't make sense. Why spend the money on more people? Well, that's what you guys have been asking for, more people. And then they're still sitting there saying we don't have enough staff. I can't see that anymore. I don't see that in the comment section anymore, though. That I noticed. If y'all been with me for a minute, you'll remember about a year and a half ago, that was, we don't have enough staff. We don't have enough staff. We don't have enough staff. Well, they're staffing the places, and they're eliminating overtime. And it costs less to actually staff somebody than it does to pay their overtime, because that has to be justified. They have to have reasoning behind it. There's just so many different, points of the business, because it is a business. At the end of the day, it has to make money, it has to make sense, that people are not comprehending. And then when things change, people get frustrated. Unfortunately, there's not much that can be done. We are going to go for the ride. When I said this was I'm going to just hold on and just go for the ride, you're holding on and going for the ride too. You may be complaining along the way, but you're going for the ride too. And we're just going to see where this thing plays out. At the end of the day, we're going to see this thing play out. For those that are not aware, if you want to know if things are changing in your area, always ask transportation. Find one of them truck drivers or find somebody over there and say, hey man, are you guys having the same schedules, or your schedule's moving? Once you see that transportation stuff is moving around, just know it's going to trickle down to the plant. That's where it starts. It starts with transportation, and some, couple people's hours get cut or bids get merged. Once that happens, the domino effect will go right into the plant, affecting the mail handlers, affecting the clerks, etc. Same concept over at the stations. Some of those stations won't have full window bids no more. Well, actually, they may have the window bids, but they may not have all the other stuff that's going on inside of there. Just imagine somebody that goes to a station and they're working from 2 a.m. till, 9 a.m. or whatever it is, 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. And their whole job is to, sort the mail in the morning, distribution. Well, if they actually take and bring that distribution and take it out of that station, and they take the carriers away from the station, do they need the distribution clerk anymore? No, that's the reality behind it. So they may not eliminate the person, they eliminate the job itself. You can't do distribution if you don't have carriers. That's what we were talking about from, last year or so. So it's just one of those things where you're going to be stuck kind of in limbo trying to figure out what your next move is. No more overtime coming soon. Some people are affected right now, and I don't see the mail volume going up. We are seeing that the package volume is going up, and in order to cover that package volume, they have these machines that are sorting the stuff out and doing the clerk's work. It's all just coming into play. Everything's coming into play. The machines are eliminating positions. The chimes are changing, so those are eliminating positions. They're going to be on everybody's backside because of the overtime desired, overtime as well as the NS days. And this goes right down into management as well. Unless there's some miracle act where, all the whole system shuts down, then this is what we're going to be facing these next, from here on out, really. I mean, it may pick back up around holiday season, but besides that, we got to take it for what it's worth. Take it for what it's worth. This really wasn't animated because I'm doing this at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's what time it is. Why are you dressed? Jay does his workout early, baby. Some of y'all got to get like the old man. I was messed up about a month ago, so I got to get back right. All right. So with that being said, hopefully you could leave your information about what's going on at your place or in your area, because people read the comments and people put the dots together. They connect the dots. You see me? This is JH, and we're out.
Unexpected expenses stressing you out? Get the money you need now with Loans for Feds, a program designed specifically for federal employees. Bad credit is not a problem. Application is fast and easy with same-day approvals. Apply now.